I hope that everybody had a wonderful summer as we head towards Parshas Re'eh, which is, of course, also Rosh Chodesh Elul. Rabbi Pesach Krohn tells an incredible story about Rabbi Pluchak, who ran a beis medrash in upstate New York during the summers. This beis medrash had its regulars, the Rabbeim and the Talmidim, and also invited in anybody from surrounding neighborhoods, bungalow colonies that wanted to come learn. One man entered the beis medrash. Rabbi Pluchak was struck by the man's intensity, by his hasmada when it came to learning, and asked the man what his story was. The man said that he was suffering, Rahman al-Islam, from liver cancer, but he wanted to battle the disease in the beis medrash, but he was a beginner. He came with his art scroll and he struggled to understand what the Gemara was talking about. Rabbi Pluchak offered, please come ask me if you need anything, if I could assist in any way. And over the course of the summer, the two struck up a very strong friendship. Towards the end of the summer, Rabbi Pluchak noticed the man in the back of the beis medrash. He was sad. His shoulders were hunched over. He asked, what's going on? And the man said, I'm kind of wondering, what did I accomplish this summer? I see you guys, Talmidei Chachamim, and future Talmidei Chachamim, and your learning for sure means something to the Creator of the world. But I don't even remember what I learned, and I don't even know if I got it right in the first place. So how could Hashem possibly care about what I learned? Rabbi Pluchak told him a very important story. He said there was a great music composer named HaTorah Toscanini. He was so great that a biographer wanted to chronicle the stories of Toscanini's life. How did he become such an expert in music? How did he develop such an ear? Where did his drive for perfection come from? So he came over to visit, and Toscanini told him different anecdotes. One night, the biographer asked to come over, and Toscanini refused. He said, no, tomorrow night's a very important concert in Europe, and I want to listen, and I don't want to be disturbed. The man said it would be such an honor if I could listen to a concert with the great Toscanini. He promised not to disturb, and he was true to his word. He didn't disturb. After the concert was over, he said, wow, wasn't that some of the most beautiful music you ever heard? And Toscanini responded, it was pretty good. I guess it was maybe very good, but definitely not the best I ever heard. There was a violin missing. The biographer, a violin missing? How did you possibly know there's a violin missing? The next day he called the concert hall, got in touch with the conductor, and asked how many musicians were in that symphony last night. And the composer said, funny you should ask. It was supposed to be 120, but a violinist called right before the concert. He was sick, and we only had 14 violins, not 15 violins. The biographer went back to Toscanini and he said, how did you possibly know that there was a violin missing? And Toscanini responded, listen, you're a spectator, you're an audience. The music sounded beautiful, that's all you cared about. But to a composer, we're responsible to know every single note. I could tell that there was a note missing, there was a violin missing. Rabbi Pluchak said to the guy, it might be that you think you're insignificant. You might think that you're not doing anything so great. But to the composer of the world, who cares about every note, your music was significant. The next summer, Rabbi Pluchak immediately noticed the man wasn't in the beis medrash. He approached the son, and the news was tragic. His father had passed away. But he said, Rabbi Pluchak, I want you to know that my father woke up every morning and he said, I'm going to play for the symphony of the conductor of the world. This week's parsha starts, Re'eh anochi noseim lefneichem hayom. The pasuk is strange because it says, Re'eh, look, in singular form, I'm putting in front of you today, Hashem says, bracha and klala, but the you, lifneichem, is in plural form. Why does the pasuk start Re'eh in singular and then switch to lifneichem in plural? I wonder if the pshat could be, because Hashem is telling us Re'eh. Everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has a different job. Everybody has a different understanding of Avodas Hashem and what Hashem wants from them. And that's okay. Not just okay, but that's the way that it should be. But while we are developing our own talents, while we're working our own individual Avodas Hashem, it has to be Lifneichem. I have to understand that I'm part of a bigger puzzle. I'm a piece in a bigger picture. And the same way that my Avodas Hashem is significant, my Avodas Hashem is individual, so too everybody's is, and I need to respect everybody's perspective and everybody else's Avodas Hashem. And maybe not just respect it, but also support it and build it. because my re'eh, my music, is only good only if everybody is hitting their notes, only if everybody's playing their part as well. The composer of the world, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Anochi Nosein, the one who's in charge of everything and who's orchestrating, he cares about every single note. My note is significant, and all of our notes are significant. The most famous acronym for Elul, Ani L'Dodi V'Dodi Li, the very first word of that is Ani. As we get ready to face HaKadosh Baruch Hu on the Yom HaDin of Rosh Hashanah, our preparation starts Ani. Do I know who I am? Do I recognize what my talents are? Am I working to develop my own skills and to make sure that the music that I'm playing for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm doing to the best of my ability? HaKadosh Baruch Hu should open up our eyes to realize our significance and help us accomplish what we could do, what we could bless the world with, but at the same time, to leave room and to support everybody else's mission as well. Have a great Shabbos.